Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty. Welcome everybody to the next Illuvium Town Hall in this week of Town Halls. I hope everybody can hear me okay. I know everyone in the Discord can. Hopefully everyone watching live can as well. Tonight's Town Hall, as I said, is about Arena. We got a bunch of questions about Arena, of course. We just got done with the IPL recently. We have some more tournaments coming up, so we have a lot of stuff to discuss about that. Some new things coming to Arena, some different game modes, to talk about. All kinds of good Arena stuff coming up, I've been playing a lot of Leviathan myself, or Leviathan is ranked now. So, the question, yeah, Leviathan is ranked now. So I've been playing that myself. But I just need to be leveling up my alluvials a lot more now. So I can actually compete with like Dr. Spoon. But yeah, looking forward to this town hall. We got a bunch of stuff to cover during it. So yeah. I'll give you the questions. The questions are mostly covered in Kieran's presentation here, but we'll address them at the end and any additional questions you guys put in through chat. We also had a form to fill out. Tomorrow is going to be the MMO town hall, and then the next one will be like a wrap-up town hall with the risk to earn, and I think we're going to add staking in that as well. So yeah, a bunch to cover tonight though. So we're trying to make these real direct, so about 45 minutes long. So that's why I'm going kind of quick for you. So we're gonna jump right into it with Kieran now. So how you doing, Kieran?
Good, thanks, Rich.
Yep.
All right, so I'll just go over a bit of a run sheet of what we're going to cover, and then we'll start jumping in. So first thing is tournaments. We know we said we would get something out in January. Unfortunately, with the ZK EVM migration, that wasn't possible. It's fixed now, and we are able to run tournaments, but obviously we need to wait until the migration is done. So tournaments will be returning as promised. We do want to go hard into Leviathan like we promised. So that's just a little bit of an explanation of what's going on there. Ascendant mode. So I've heard this for the last 2 years so many times from different power arena users that everyone wants Ascendant mode to come back, and they like the idea of a 1v1. I personally, if you asked me 6 months ago, I would say no way. Why would we go back into the past? Gauntlet is so much better. 8 players, it's more interactive, you know. However, the last sort of like month of me playing Leviathan Gauntlet, I have thought to myself, queues are taking a little bit longer to fill up. I play mostly in the Australian time zone, so it's probably exacerbated for me. And I think to myself, it would be pretty cool to just 1v1 someone. So I'm actually coming around to it, and I've got an update for you there. So stay tuned for that. Arena XP boost feature. You've been asking for this for a long time. It's obviously a massive grind to get XP through Arena. This fixes that for the most part. We have an Illuvium Beyond partner tournament coming in April. Very awesome tournament. There's some cool features with that. It's a big partner. There's going to be a lot of coverage on it, and we're going back to a decently sized prize pool. So we'll jump into that. Set 1B. So this is probably one of the biggest things that I think is hurting Arena in terms of content, right? Like, I love playing the game, but I would certainly play it a lot more if there were some modifications to the characters, if there are different affinities, if there are different classes. And so we've designed a new set, which we'll go into. And then the last one before we get into QA is a rewards. So we removed rewards and we wanted to see what happened when we did that. And of course, there's been some interruptions with ZKEVM and you know, shutting things down temporarily and not being able to run tournaments. So it's hard for us to get a full gauge of what removing rewards has really done. But I'm starting to get the feeling that in some way, shape, or form, we need to bring rewards back. And I want to open that up to the community to discuss and talk about like how would that work, what not so much the amounts, more just like what sort of thing would you guys like rewards to be based on. And it's really a necessary evil when it comes to crypto games, because people have become so accustomed to earning at least something. It doesn't even matter if there's a really, really fun game that you're addicted to. If you aren't getting any sort of rewards with that, there's a psychology there where it's like, well, maybe I will go and try out a different game. And unfortunately, there's 99% of games in the space do offer rewards. So with us not doing it, or at least testing out not doing rewards, it is definitely hurting us. It's hurting sentiment, and it's making the whole ecosystem feel a little bit more dull when we should be very proud of the game that we've built. Gauntlet is very, very fun. It's one of the most polished games in the entire space. And we've just lost that spotlight a little bit because of those rewards. So it's something that I do want to open it up to the community about, and then I do want to speak to the council about, because obviously we need to chat to them about approving like what amounts make sense, not going too crazy to the point where we have uh, you know, people selling rewards and it really starts affecting the token price. But I think we can find a mix that works for everyone. So that's the agenda, and then we will get into some questions at the end if we don't cover anything. I aim to, because we don't have much time. But if we don't, or if you have a question throughout, feel free to post it in, and we'll try and get to it before the end. Sound good?
Yep, let's do it. I'm ready.
Cool. All right, sweet. So first thing to cover, I sort of already have here, but tournaments, there was a plan for us to go hard into Leviathan. We made the switch. We were listening to you guys that ownership is the thing that matters the most. And uh, we didn't really time it well. In hindsight, we probably should have left it until after the ZK EVM migration, but we can't live in the past. And now that we're here and we're almost on the other side of the integration, we need to start bringing back tournaments. And that's where we can do prize pools, and people can feel like they're being rewarded for their efforts. That will tie into the leaderboards as well. And it'll be the first time that we can really get a roadmap set out so people can think, okay, if I'm investing into this game and I'm going and upgrading my alluvials and buying new assets for ones that I'm missing, is there actually going to be a competitive scene here? Or is it just smoke? And we definitely don't want it to feel like that. And I think it may have over the last sort of 2 months. So come February, we will be running our first tournaments, and then we will have a regular schedule that we'll put out, and competition will come back. From there, we need to really start looking at like the metrics and see like, is our trading fees going up? Are more people buying alluvials? Are more people having fun playing the game because it's actual alluvials that they own, and we start taking a look at like properly looking at what does Leviathan do versus just ranked. And with those tournaments, it's about inclusivity. We don't want a situation where only the top 16 people compete every single time. So we need to get a little bit strategic with how we do that. And obviously, uh, we don't want clones of people with 3 machines at home and stuff like that. So we need to figure out that side of it. But I definitely want to make it so it feels like if you are, 200 in the world or on the leaderboards, and you have a chance at winning something. Because I think we got to a point with the IPL, which again, that's a professional league. It needed to be high quality, high standards. But I know for a fact that there was a huge amount of people that were sort of like, well, I'm priced out of that. I don't have the skill set to do that. I would still love to compete, but I'm just not good enough to make it into something like that. So I won't try at all. Right. And that's not what we want. This is about everyone being able to have a chance at some competition that isn't just your standard ranked gameplay. And so that's how we're looking at tournaments moving forward. Ascendant mode touched on that a little bit earlier, but it is coming back. Nil, who I think is everyone's favorite designer, certainly when it comes to arena and balancing. He's been working on this for a few months now. It's a very low lift in terms of development. Daniel and his team have been working on it for a few weeks now, and they've got about 2 weeks to go. So I'm hoping at some stage in February this will be available, if not early March. But bringing back that sort of fast-paced, quick games, not having to dedicate 40 minutes of your time or even 30 minutes of your time since we've rejigged Gauntlet, but a much faster way to play. And then we can start looking at building it into the tournament platform. If people are liking the game, it opens up a lot more formats for us to run events and not have it be ridiculously long and stuff like that. So and also there's a couple of ideas that I've heard floating around. I know Quants is building a third-party application to allow for like betting and stuff like that. It's just a much easier system to have a 1v1 battle if you want to add in some of these like third-party systems that can make the competition even better and even more fun if you're into wagering and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited for the people that have been asking for this. Ascendant mode at its peak had somewhere, I think it was 66,000 players, which is considerably more than what we had with Gauntlet. And of course, it was a different time back then. It was 2 years prior, and there was a lot more people in Web3 gaming in general, but that's not a data point that we want to ignore. And there is the potential that some people out there are like, I just like a 1v1 game over a multi 8-player game. And so yeah, I'm optimistic on what that's going to do, bringing that back. We're gonna do a marketing campaign around that. We have the data of the players that originally signed up for Arena and the ones that are no longer playing Gauntlet. And we'll send some messaging out to those people and say, hey, your favorite game mode is back. And hopefully we'll try and get a bunch more people to come back into Arena. And that coincide with whatever reward system that we end up putting in place over the next sort of 3 to 4 weeks, and yeah, start bringing people back into Arena because it deserves it. I absolutely love it. I mean, every now and again you'll see me playing, and that's not because I have to or whatever like that. And to be honest, it's the only game mode over the last 4 or 5 years where I keep coming back to. So that's how polished it is and how much fun I find it. So anything that we can do to bring people back in, including Ascendant mode, I'm all for. Next one is Arena XP boost. So we heard feedback that it's very, very frustrating how hard it is to grind either in Overworld, which you can no longer even do, or it's even harder to grind in Arena to get up the XP of your alluvials. It's one of the biggest things when I'm playing, and I always I always scan through every single person in the lobby to check, like, is this person good? Are they stacked? Like, what are we looking at here? And the biggest thing that I find lacking still is level. It's not so much, there's so many players that have really high stats alluvials, or at least decent, like 70 TPI or above. But a lot of people are lacking in levels. I myself am lacking in levels. I spent about like 2 or 3 grand back 6 months ago to get up some at least decent leveled alluvials, and I'm still nowhere near. There's guys like Fox Oracle who you get in there and he's just blasting you on, and every single thing is top level. And I think that came from playing Overworld. But there's people who don't have as much time as that, and I'm certainly one of them. And so I hear you when you've been saying, like, just give us something that allows us to earn more experience in games, and it's coming. So that XP boost is being built at the moment. We'll have some more details in the next blog post about Arena of how those features are going to work. But yeah, very, very needed feature and something we've been talking about for a long, long time. And I think it's going to fit well into the push for tournaments in Leviathan. It'll give you a choice instead of you sort of being stuck with alluvials and you think, well, am I going to sit here for 100 hours trying to get up 5 levels on my alluvial, or do I just buy another one and try and sell my old one? At least now you've got a choice where you can boost up your alluvial and not have to sell it and buy another copy.
Much needed,
So
indeed.
that's, yeah, I know you'll be one of those people buying experience, which you need
Well, yep.
all the help you can get.
Anything I can do at this point.
Okay, so Illuvium Beyond, we spoke about this, I think on Monday was Beyond. We have a huge, I know there's a little bit of crossover with the Arena players and Beyond players, but there's also a lot of Arena players that know nothing about Beyond. One thing that we do, or we try to do about once every year, is bring in a large promo partner inside each wave. We've had GameStop, we've had Team Liquid, we've had Casio, and I'm not going to announce what this new partner is yet. That's going to come later next month, but it is absolutely huge. This partner that we have, one of the biggest brands in the world, and they've chosen to work with us, and they, instead of just doing an Arena, instead of just doing a Beyond promo by itself, they looked at our ecosystem and said, okay, you've got this IPL that's running. We would like to get involved in that. Can we sponsor that? We've explained to them that the IPL has the first season is over, so we're sort of in between, and they've said, well, can we create our own dedicated tournament to the partnership? And that's going to run for 3 weeks. So very, very excited about this brand working with Illuvium. I think it's going to put a huge spotlight on us. There's going to be a lot of media behind it, and yeah, feel free to guess in the comments. If someone can guess it in the comments, I will give you something very special. I won't confirm it until after we announce it, but if you can guess it in the comments, I'll look after you with something quite nice.
I thought I
But
was gonna slip like 3 times, so
I know I
I
was a
thought you
little
were
bit
gonna
scared of
slip a
that.
minute ago. So
No, I've trained myself quite well on things like that. But uh, yeah, but huge brand, and they want to do a tournament with us, and so there's going to be qualifications. We want to make it open to everyone. It is going to be Leviathan, so if you're thinking about upgrading your alluvials, this is a big prize pool. There's going to be a bunch of other prizes that come with it, and it's going to be a really really fun time. And it's coming straight after the Beyond promo, and yeah, so that very 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 excited about. That's going to be early April. Okay, now set 1B. So again, I know I touched on this earlier, but this has been something that I think if anyone plays TFT, the thing that brings people back every 3 months is a full content change, right? Now they still the same characters and still the same ultimates they call them in their game, but uh, they freshen up the meta, and we have not done that. Obviously, we do balance patches and stuff like that, but we have not done a big meta refresh for 4 years now, right? Ever since Ascendant, it's all the same stuff, all the same abilities, affinities, everything. And this type of game, an auto battler, without that content refresh, I honestly think the same thing would have happened to TFT, where players just get fatigued with the same stuff over and over and over again. They obviously work that out very quickly that this is the type of game where we need to do a content refresh. So uh, with this, I think it's going to bring a lot of players back just to check it out and see. And I do that with TFT almost every single set. I probably missed 2, maybe 3 sets over the last 10 years or whatever it's been. And the reason is someone will send something to me and be like, hey, they've brought back this character, or they've, look at this crazy feature where you can have a 5 times larger character if you get the right team composition down. And they're the types of things that get people talking and communicating behind the scenes. And we are going to have our own mini version of that. As I mentioned, Neil has been working on this for quite some time, and I think that's going to help a lot with bringing people back to Arena and getting them excited about it again. I would love more than anything us to have the same resources as TFT, where we could do full meta refreshes every 3 months, but we just don't, and we've got to live with that reality. But I think we can get something pretty cool. I'd take anything at this point, to be honest. And again, that's not because it's a bad game or it's not fun or anything like that. It's just the fatigue of playing the same thing for 5 years. It gets to people. So letting you know that that's on the horizon. A lot of that work has already been front loaded. So quite cool. Last one before we get into QA is rewards. So I don't even know if you can call it a necessary evil. I tend to a lot, but the reality is the space we're in, every single person has been trained on, when I say every single person, most people have been trained, I should say, to expect rewards, expect something, right? Like some sort of monetary rewards or NFT rewards that they can. That is the worst ad, Muffin Man. If you're trying to, if you're trying to get me off my game, then you succeeded. Uh, but that it's just something that is born into crypto people, and we have tried the no, we're not going to do it anymore, and there's a reason. We're not just up here saying, like being dickheads saying no, you're never getting your rewards again, too bad. uh, we're not doing that because we just want to be, assholes. It's more about there's token pressure where people are looking at rewards being given out, as in token holders are looking at rewards being given out without any sort of meaningful anything meaningful in return in terms of token value and stuff like that. So Axie recently did an update with their reward structure. We don't have any rewards right now with Arena. The only thing that we have running is with Beyond, and so I want to relook at rewards, try and build something that is super sustainable, that doesn't take a whole bunch of resources, and we can do in a way where you're contributing to the ecosystem without just extracting from it, right? Now, I know it's a give and take, right? Like that's where we need to get. We've sort of said you get everything and you can and that doesn't work. And then we've said you get nothing and that doesn't work. We need to find that middle ground where people are happy to play and they're still getting a little bit of rewards. Some are cosmetic, some are monetary, with tournaments on top. And I think we'll bring that player base back, because it doesn't feel good when you've got to sit there queuing up and you only get 3 people in your game or 4 people in your game. We need to get it back to where it was healthy numbers, at least 400 or 500 active players every single day. And I think we can do that with the rewards and Ascendant and this refresh. There's enough good, cool stuff that's coming. So yeah, and I want to start working on that personally, and then I will throw that over to the community. In the meantime, if anyone has any ideas or anything like that, or other models that other games are doing that are working, feel free to share them with me. You can DM me or you can chuck it in one of the channels and just tag me. No issues. I'm going to start working on it myself, and then we'll throw it out to the council and see, what do you think here? Do you want to approve something like that? And yeah, we'll go from there. But we have to, while the MMO is our number one bet and the biggest thing that I think is going to bring players back to our IP, and not just bring players back, bring new players in, we have to have a game that is really active, that has tournaments, that's exciting, that has a scene that people are talking about. And if it means we need to give out some rewards, albeit smaller than what we were, then we got to do it, right? That's why I go back to saying it's a bit of a necessary evil. And yeah, that's fine. It is what it is. So we will start working on that literally in this week, and hopefully I'll have something by next week to share with you guys. But by all means, please just
Somebody, somebody
come
get.
grab.
Sorry, somebody guessed the Dallas Cowboys. I had to outright say no to that. So, just to make sure it was clear that it was not the Cowboys.
I don't. I've sort of been looking. I've been trying to not look after Muffin Man posted that thing, but uh,
No,
but
they're
yeah,
they're guessing all kinds
no
of
one's
stuff. No, no,
no
not
one's
not even close. So.
probably one of the most recognizable brands in the world. If I would assume you could have a conversation with 1,000 people and 990 would know, maybe even more than that. So If you haven't, you've literally been living under a rock. But yeah, we won't give too many more hints. Um, that's it, guys. That's what's coming for Arena. So a lot of exciting stuff. We'll throw it over to QA. Has there been any questions that I've missed, Rich,
I would
or any other
say
questions we did?
the top question you missed, which was asked a few times, was about Arena Mobile. And I know we kind of talked about mobile yet, like with the Zero presentation yesterday, but yeah, you know, I know we mentioned Arena Mobile assets were done a few times, so we've talked about it a few times. So yeah, people had questions on if and when that was coming, and then yeah, we have a few other ones after that.
Uh, it's a tough one. We still have quite a bit of development to do. Arena Mobile, it's very resource intense in terms of we have to get basically the entire team of Arena to work on it, and it's still probably 3 to 6 months of work. I don't know. Maybe there's a way that we can have AI help out with that. I want to start having a chat to Daniel about that. But it's a matter of where once we get Ascendant mode out and once we do set 1B, the plan is to move those developers to the MMO to give us more firepower there. So unless there was an IIP that got approved to say like, hey, next feature has to be Arena Mobile, it's very likely that those devs are going to go to the MMO because we just need as much firepower there as possible. And yeah, so not good news on mobile, unfortunately, at this stage.
Yeah. But that means, more dedication to the MMO, which again, we're going to talk about more tomorrow. But another question regarding Arena. I mean, you covered a lot of them regarding like the next tournament, which you said would be in February, and also we're going to have the partner tournament coming up. You covered leaderboards and reward structures. Um, the next question was about whether we would ever consider shutting down Arena to preserve runway if we got in a situation where we were trying to preserve as much runway as possible. Would Arena be one of the games that we closed?
So Arena, it's not very resource intense in terms of how much server costs it has to keep running. We would need to be in a very, very, very dire situation for us to switch off Arena just purely because it's fairly cheap to run. Now, does that mean we won't stop doing we won't stop development on Arena? No, right? Like as I just said, the plan is to bring those devs over to the MMO so we have as much resources as possible going into our big flagship game. Uh, but that doesn't mean shutting Arena down. I would be very uh, yeah against that myself personally.
Yeah. All right. And then what about I get how do you have any ideas to encourage players who are like so I guess this is onboarding Web 2 players that aren't interested in Web 3 games or crypto at all. Like I guess ongoing, how are we looking to do that in the future if it's Leviathan now, going forward?
There is something in the works that I can't speak about yet, but very, very specifically aimed at Web 2 players. In fact, the Web 3 players won't even know about it. That's all I'll say on that matter.
All right. All right. And then more questions about mobile and rewards and then ascendant mode. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the questions we got answered with everything you covered there. And then the only one in chat that I saw that it can kind of be covered tomorrow as well. But I mean, it just has to do with the long-term plans for set one. Like, I will. set two be very similar? Do we have any, concrete plans for an actual set two yet? How is there anything like regarding that?
Yeah,
Like, I
so
mean,
as
we
I
do
mentioned
because
in the
beyond,
in the Beyond.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned in the Beyond Town Hall that we're first going to be releasing set two alluvials probably at the end of this year is when we'll have the first ones that are being released through Beyond. That doesn't mean that they're going to, immediately be available in Arena. Uh, End of this year, but there will be a set two on the horizon, which does mean that you will no longer be able to capture the set one alluvials when we talk about Overworld. But we haven't got a plan of like exact timeline of when that's going to happen. We've already started ideating uh, the new set two alluvials, and I think we've even done a few. I think there's like 4 or 5 concepts that are out there of the set two alluvials. So the cool thing is there, like how that ties in really well with Arena, is that's when you've got a whole nother set. We of course wouldn't make 450 characters available at the same time in Arena. That's when you can start picking and choosing, and people are like, damn, I really wanted Joton to be in this latest patch. They've taken him out, and then you have to wait 2 patches. Then when he comes back, you're like, yes, my favorite character is in. Things like that get a lot easier for us to do in the future when we have a larger pool of characters to draw on. So yes, the answer is set two is 100% coming. It's just a matter of time frame, and yeah, you'll see them first announced in Beyond. Put it that way.
All right. Well, yeah, like I said, that was pretty much the last of the questions there. Yeah. Tomorrow, I mean, unless you have anything else you want to cover for Arena, I think we got all the questions, we got all your presentation, and yeah, we're at about 39 minutes, 38 minutes. So yeah, I think we're good to go.
Early mark, awesome.
Yeah.
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was it for me. It's the game that I play the most, and I absolutely love Gauntlet. And yeah, so we need to make it great again, and that's the plan over the next few months.
Make Gauntlet great again. Oh, you need to screenshot the chat because you need to give some access to people. You need to make up for last night.
Yeah.
So Perry said that, or I mean, you need to tell Perry to give a couple people access. And we're also getting an update to the testers MMO as well. I think tomorrow morning. If the testers are in here, they know. Also, so yes, to this was the Arena Town Hall. Tomorrow we have the MMO Town Hall, in which Kieran will be covering all things MMO and Overworld. And yeah, we got a ton of stuff going on, and then another town hall to end it out at the end of the week with Risk to Earn. We'll cover staking and whatever other questions you guys have by that time. So yeah, I appreciate everyone showing up and asking your questions. And then yeah, we will see you guys tomorrow at the same time. Or actually, wait, I think we're gonna push tomorrow. Are you cool with pushing tomorrow back 2 hours? I think
I actually have a call with 2 hours, one, four. Yes, but I have a call straight after with someone I haven't spoken to in about 3 years almost.
all right.
Chico Crypto.
Oh, okay.
So I can give you a little bit of alpha there. He's coming back and he
All
wants to
right.
speak to me, so that should be a good conversation.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. So we'll push tomorrow back by 2 hours. I'll put it in the announcement. We'll put it in the events, just to catch some more EU people tomorrow. I know it's early for you guys. So, and I know that everyone wants to see the MMO one. We'll probably have some extra leaks for you guys by then tomorrow as well. So maybe Kieran will even stream it for you guys. I don't know. You guys should ping him to get him to. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll see everybody.